Hello, hello, and welcome to MyWebUniversity.com, my website. In this video, I'm going to be talking about my Web University website, my Web University YouTube channel in English, my Web University YouTube channel in 4C, my book, The Direct Path to Linux Ubuntu, and other materials that I have made available, whether it's technical documentation, online videos that you could watch and listen and learn from it, practice Linux on my website. All of that one is available. I have worked very hard since 2000 to just make this website available to you. And every month there's hundreds of thousands of students, developers. They use the website, they take advantage of it by looking at the documentation, by looking at the resources. When I say taking advantage of it, they are just using the resources, whether it's online learning Linux or PDF files or technical documentation. They are reading these resources and benefit from it. At the same time, I have to break this video into 5 different parts. The first part I'm going to be talking about, number 1 would be my WebUniversity.com website, which is a secure page. As you can see, HTTPS, hypertext transfer protocol secure in the private key, public key here, that this site is secure, connection is secure. I have a SSL certificate installed on it. It's a Apache web server, which I'm going to show you on Linux side as well. And then on top of it, once we discussed mywebuniversity.com, number 2, I'm going to be talking about part 2 of it would be my Web University English channel. When you click on this one, it will take you to, let me just close this for C channel and English channel so I could demonstrate. So if you're coming on my webuniversity.com, you have a few buttons here and then a few menus here. And this hamburger menu is basically I built it with React and Vue, which is mean that I redesigned my Web University website with a lot of configuration that I had past. I had done it in the past with Python and CGI scripting, and, HTML, CSS, everything together. Now it is a combination of those plus React and Vue, which is React is very responsive. As you can see on each of these buttons, when you click on it, the menu will change. So you can see I'm on the home page, so it doesn't change this one, but courses, you can see all the courses that I have made available for you. Some of these videos I have already posted on YouTube, and some of you already subscribe on it. There's thousands of subscribers, which I really appreciate. And excuse me, and I'm hoping that it is gonna go more, and because you guys are gonna see some benefit for spending your time on these videos, watching them and learning from them. The books that I have, a list of books that I have made available online for you, including my online book, which is The Direct Path to Linux Ubuntu, which is about 15 chapters. I'm gonna go through that one also with you today. That's the 5th one. And then videos in 4C, which I made for people from Afghanistan, Iran, Tajikistan, that they speak Persian or 4C or Dari. And these videos are in 4C. My mother tongue was 4C. I was born in Kabul, Afghanistan. I finished high school there, Habibia High School, and then I had to run away during the Russian war, left my beloved country, and then I studied my bachelor and master at Cal State Fullerton in the United States. I got my bachelor and master in computer science, and with those 2 degrees, I have been working in the past 30 years of my life with prestige companies, including Jet Propulsion Laboratory, NASA. In the past 23 years, I have been there as an enterprise system analyst, as a senior system admin, software engineer, all those jobs. I have done it in many prestige companies. I've also taught at the university part-time, about 8 years of my life part-time while I was working full-time. And so I have taught at the National University, Cal State Fullerton, Pasadena City College, computer learning centers. A lot of those courses, whether it's computer science or business or information science, I have taught a lot of them. So I'm here to help you out. And I'm making these videos for you, these playlists that you can watch and everything. So let's get started with the main page. I'm going back here home. I was telling you that first I discussed MyWebUniversity.com. So on MyWebUniversity.com, as I just take you to the YouTube channel, this button will open up the YouTube channel. As you can see here, my YouTube channel is also labeled or named as MyWebUniversity. So the channel handle is at MyWebUniversity. This is the address, and it's youtube.com. Currently, I have 2.92K subscribers, about 1.8K of videos, and these videos are very good data structures, operating system, databases, Linux, Unix, PowerShell, Windows, everything you can name it is here. The kernel, the core part of operating system, the databases, the cybersecurity. I have a lot of good videos here that you could watch. And in my playlist, I have broken all of those 1.8K videos into different topics like best of 2023, Oracle VirtualBox, Oracle Sun Solaris. Yes, I did certify on Sun Solaris at the time, and I did a lot of work on the Solaris Jet Propulsion Laboratory NASA, and I built a lot of servers there. I maintain them and work on them from scratch. And then at the same time, Windows operating system, virtualization, VirtualBox, and VMware, all of those concepts, the direct path to Python, how you just learn Python the fastest way with modules and everything, functions, def, and everything else that is explained here, methods and object-oriented part of Python, as well as function programming of Python. All of that is explained here. And then the direct path to MySQL. MySQL database, as you know, was acquired by Oracle a long time ago, and now is part of Oracle mid-size databases, in addition to Oracle, the large size. And then they have other databases everywhere else that we use, Microsoft SQL Server and Informix, Sybase, DB, and so on. But here's the direct path to shell scripting. If you're learning shell programming, this course would be helping you. And this one is the direct path to Linux, Ubuntu. Ubuntu, and my web server is running on Ubuntu. So I have a lot of videos, a lot of courses on that one. C++ and C programming language, all of that one, including Visual Studio Code, IDE stuff. It's all of that one is available. And so each one of them, if you come in here and you just go to courses, then you could just watch these videos there, as well as if you go on the YouTube and just go on playlist, you can play the whole playlist and just watch them there, or just go to individual videos and then say what is most popular. So you can see this one is Red Hat Enterprise Linux 9 from 0 to hero. It's about 4 hours and 12 minutes. And that video is really good for you to watch. At the same time, Linux Rocky Enterprise version 9.2. There's this, and then PDF file documentation, all technical documentation. On my website, I have built more than 54,000 PDF of manual pages of Linux Rocky, Red Hat, and then Ubuntu. All of that one is available at your fingertips. I'm going to show you that also. Then Solaris documentation and videos and everything, Linux advanced stuff, PowerShell and shell scripting and Linux Ubuntu, and sometimes I just kind of inspire students for not giving up in your life. I just put a video that if I can do it at this age, and you could definitely do it. So I want to just watch those. You watch those videos for like a minute or two, That's the longest, or 3 minutes. And they are just showing you some kind of like in life you can just entertain yourself, have fun, but never give up on yourself. So you could watch those ones. And sometimes with a youngster like my son and his friend, we just juggle the ball and try to just have fun. And you can do that same thing to just everything. If you just continuously watch and learn, it's not going to be fun. So you have to have some fun in life. And that's why I post this video for you to enjoy. At the same time, now on this channel, My Web University is built, and please make sure that you subscribe. If you subscribe, I appreciate it. If you don't, watch the video and share it with your loved ones. By sharing with somebody else, you might change their life for better. Especially if they're a student or a developer doing something, this is definitely going to help them. They are not going to pay for anything here. Everything is online for free and everything is available. So the education is that you're getting is college level education, but you're not paying anything. All you do is at the luxury of your home or some place that you're watching your cell phone on a YouTube channel or something, you just learn a lot of stuff and then you get ready for your job or your school and everything. At the same time, if you're let's say on this one, if I go back to home, if you want to watch the same videos on 4C, in 4C language, which is Dari, my mother tongue, this is My Web University in 4C. So I built that one also for my country fellow people that fellows that they just want to learn and help themselves. I know 4C because I read and read and write in Farsi, and also because of the Holy Quran, I can read Arabic also. So that these languages are very easy when you start learning it at a very young age. And then I just was like 19 when I left the country, or 18 when I left the country. So it is kind of like, since then I have been left Afghanistan, went to Pakistan 2.5 years. And after that, when I was back in New York in 1987. I started at City College of New York, where I played soccer and studied computer science. Then I transferred to Cal State Fullerton in 1990. And since then, I finished my bachelor and master at Cal State Fullerton. And then I've been doing everything else with working since 1991, actually. 88, I was also working in New York. So a lot of more experience I have, and it's all translating this to you, whether it's for C kind of teaching or soccer, giving you some kind of challenge question, like record yourself while you're practicing juggling the ball or something, or just maybe entertain yourself, however you consider that one. But at the same time, on My Web University in Farsi, please just subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I don't have too many subscriptions yet. Unfortunately, I understand that a lot of people in Afghanistan, poor girls, are not allowed to go to college or high school. After 7th grade, they're stopped because of the regime, unfortunately. And then that's very, very sad and very inaccurate. Everybody is allowed to go to school, and then and there's no constraint strain of religion not allowing it, and just this regime are doing it. So that's wrong. And then they should be allowed to school, like you can see here. Men and women are studying at the University of Kabul back in the 1960s. So if they can do it in the 1960s, 2025, we don't want to go back 60 years or longer, just saying that, well, we could do it that time and now not allowed by this time. It's just a couple of corrupt mind that they are just forcing the little girls to suffer. And it's going to be stopped, hopefully. And God is going to stop you if you do that, if nobody else. And then at the same time, I'm just going to show you that on this channel, when I have this channel available, I make these videos on demand. So if you just say, well, yeah, some of them, unfortunately, don't have internet. I was mentioning that one. And then as a result, these videos does not grow. But I also understand the same people that they say, why I don't have internet. They're always on the internet watching Facebook or YouTube or something else. So it's up to you. If you want to just learn it, I'm there to help you. And I just want someday my country fellows to be engineers and scientists, computer science programmers, developers, and engineers, that they could have their jobs and help themselves. So that's why I'm making these videos. I'm working very hard for you, and I hope you do the same to your fellow family members, to just share this information with them so they can just get resources for free. And then here is the direct path. The third one is the direct path to Linux Ubuntu. This book, I wrote it about 15 chapters. As you can see, 15 chapters right here. So these 15 chapters, I'm teaching Linux Ubuntu online for you, just there. Even Google and other companies, they don't want to just allow you to run commands on their virtual machine or VirtualBox or Amazon Web Services. Nobody does that one because there's a high security risk of OS command line injection. And then the command line injection, if you watch my videos on cybersecurity under the latest videos, I explain how they are there. And then how this is the for CBON and this is the English one. On the English one, if you go under videos and then latest, you see OS command injection, OCI. This is how and the OS command injection is happening and how you can prevent it, for how you protect yourself from OS command injection. This OS operating system command injection could be any command running, whether you're running like a system call or API call or some kind of exec or some kind of popen for Python methods. And so a lot of those ones that when you do it, there are some chances that there's going to be some kind of like cross-site scripting or some sort of injection that they could have some malware or some kind of removing files or directories or blocking you from doing the normal work, and they're just causing attack on your sites by finding vulnerabilities on your site. To prevent it, I show you on my videos how you do it. And then on my home book, when I wrote this one, I had to do this kind of steps. And right here, I wrote the Learn Linux Ubuntu Online. This chapter 15 is also on part of the shell scripting on chapter 5, that I provide you the interface. You can learn the command and practice it. And then there's chapter 1 is the Unix and Linux operating system. Chapter 2 is Unix and Linux commands basic, which is about 33 commands. So you can see all these 33 commands. In each one of them, when you click on it, for example, you want to type in, click on cal or calendar, I show you a list of examples. First, I show you what is calendar. Then I should say, okay, now you want to practice cal. It will show you the output of that one. You want to practice cal 1931, it will show you the entire year of 1931. Similarly, if you want to click on cal, this one will run the manual pages on the Linux command on my server and give you the output of the calendar. So you don't have to have Linux installed, and you can just come in here and say, okay, what is cal? Cal displays a calendar. You click on the cal, and then I run the output of your command, and I show you the output here. This is coming from my cloud, MyWebUniversity.com. This was the command that was passed on to my program, which is a Python program. So if you look at, like, for example, calendar 9070, you can see here, it's just giving you calendar 9070. And then I say, well, that's nice. I get the whole calendar. Can I just get for another calendar, like calendar January 1st of 1970? Yeah, you could, if you know the query string syntax, you could type it in. And if I'm allowing it, because you're not removing a file from there. It is just doing that. But if you just go, like, for example, let's say I go here to the main page, and then I say, take me to the chapter 5, which Wahid was saying that I could practice shell scripting. Yes, I give you a chapter to practice shell scripting. So like if you say the for each script, what does this do? This is a shell script that I wrote to demonstrate how for each syntax works on the C shell. There's C shell and true C shell and bash and corn shell and bash and zsh and Bourne shell, all of that one. So you see this one is C shell. If you just say, well, that's good, I learned it. Can I just run the command to see that one? Yes, you can run it. Oh, nice soccer shoes and sneakers. So if you just see it, you run it on my site, and that script ran on the site here. But then you say, can I just type in any command here, say pwd, and I get the output here? Yes, you can. Notice it is a print working directory and it's there. And say, can I do a calendar command? Yes, you can. So every command that you type in, it's there. Notice the way that on my chapter 5, I wrote it is just a lot of banners comes in from Google and everything. And I would appreciate if you guys, it makes any difference in your life. You get something for free or cheaper or something that you could use these banners. But if it doesn't, don't bother with it. And if it does, just make sure that you read all the information, because on my website, I just had this disclaimer. Let me just show you. And this one on my website, everywhere you go on my website, there's a contact, about us, the terms. And since 2000, I built this secure website. So if you click on the about us, you will see a picture of my brother, Hamid. He's a software engineer. He works for Apple, Google, and a lot of companies. So he's a great software engineer, and he wrote a lot of great history book in English as well as in 4C. Recently, it's a 4C book that I have it in front of me at home that is published, and they're just at Barnes and Nobles. And then the other 2 books, actually 5 volumes that he wrote is in Amazon Web Services. So if I just go to his site, then you can see, and that's where he worked, and this is his book on Amazon. So you can see the complete history of the rise and falls of power of ancient Oriana, the greater Khorasan in Afghanistan, volume 105. We had 5 of these volumes there. And then at the same time, on the website, I just have, for example, on my information here, you can look at mine, and this, I'm a founder of this MyWebUniversity, and then owner at the same time. I'm building this website. And then let me just go to the contact information. So when you say contact us, you will see this page, but then also I have a terms of use here defined. At the same time, today I did another information. For more details, please read the website, MyWebUniversity disclaimer. This disclaimer is very important for you to do it. So I built it on the Google Drive, which is this PDF file, MyWebUniversity website disclaimer. I want to make sure that you understand that I'm not responsible for any kind of damage or anything that you are reading the documentation. These are all for information purpose, and then it's not guaranteeing anything in life. So you just have to make sure that you're understanding all the links that you're using, the liabilities and everything. You're fully responsible for your action, and all of that one. We're not just responsible for anything there, right? So you just have to make sure that the disclaimer is read. And if you are just maybe doing your system upgrade, and I'm just providing you how to upgrade Red Hat from version A to version B, and then all of a sudden you may just say, well, that broke my upgrade process. No, it doesn't. And normally what you want to do is just read all the documentation, make sure your system is backed up, and then fully have a checklist of steps that you're doing, the user information, the server information, all of that one, gather it and do the backup and do snapshots of it and make sure that you test it on development environment before you do it. And if anything fails on that issue, just work it out on development so you don't have any issue on the production. At the same time, make sure that you open a ticket with the vendor for Red Hat. You open with redhat.com website there, or access.redhat.com. For Ubuntu, you open it with Ubuntu. For Fedora, with Fedora. So the company that you're just upgrading the software with, you have to open a ticket with them and work with them. And they're not responsible fully for your mistakes. So pay attention to what you're doing. And if you're not sure of something, don't just take risk on it. Make sure you check it before you apply it. Because 1,000 servers that you may do some work, it might work without seamless. It's transparent, it's not feeling the upgrade or the something. But then on a given server, on a given data, it may just work differently. Maybe a package was different. So it's your responsibility to pay attention, and it's my responsibility when I'm doing my work. I'm not going to claim that, oh, I read this manual pages on Red Hat or Ubuntu or Microsoft, and therefore they're responsible. Nobody is going to be taking responsibility for those. So please pay attention to what you're doing and understand what you're doing and do it on the development, learn it, and then take a responsibility for your actions. So this is basically just the disclaimer that I was showing you at MyWebUniversity. So if you go here, like here, I just showed you another page that was designed earlier. And then if you want to practice arithmetic, you can come in here and say, well, this is good for math and some of the students that they want to learn addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. I'm not going through all of these as an example, but I show you that these resources are available for you. So if I just come back on my website here and say the direct path to Linux Ubuntu, Wahid, you were telling me about chapter 15. How good is chapter 15? The only difference is that on chapter 15, when you run the command here, if you say, give me a calendar 19070, you could just type it like that. You don't have to go there. And you get the output right here. If I don't show you, it says it's not allowed because I didn't program it. But if you say, for example, ls minus l, and then I just give you the output of ls minus l, that is not also programmed. So I must have done something there on the chapter 15. So let me see what is working here. Yes, so chapter 15, if ls minus l did not work, maybe it is, I'm showing some of the commands as manual pages. So some commands I do allow it on chapter 15 because I wanted people to say that what is allowed and what is not allowed. So if I just go like here, say, rn minus rf and then root partition. So this one, it says, oh, this command is not allowed because you're trying to recursively force all the files in the file system and directory structures, everything under the root partition to be deleted. And I say, no, that's not allowed. And then you could say, well, you're providing me this documentation. What is this documentation does? So you could see, if I just paste it here, that one is just going to open Ubuntu PDF commands. So if you learn it there, you could just look for the command that you were interested. And then here, I'm going to just open another command. For example, say, change a mode. And then we say 777 star, meaning that make everything on that directory executable, read, write, execute there. And then I say, no, you're not allowed to do change permissions on my system, and I give you the documentation. So you say, okay, the documentation that was here, if I look for change mode, and then you can see change mode is a manual page section 2, which is the system level, and then you can see how here is the change mode there. At the same time, that was F change mode, not change mode. So if I go Control F and then say change mode, and then I have to find out this one's change mode 2, and this is the manual pages for change mode command. Actually, it's still showing, yeah, change mode, F change mode, a lot of those ones at the same time, the change mode here. So if I come in on the Linux command line here, say man change mode, you can see that the change mode is there as well. And then, and then also on my website, on another section, let's say I go on the main page, I'm gonna go, actually, like I showed you chapter 2 for basic commands, you can do intermediate for chapter 3, and there's a lot of commands here on the next 33 commands that you can learn it and then do it. And change mode and change ownership and password commands that I did because I just said, well, I'm not allowing it, let's write it like a book. So they can understand the UMask and how read, write, execute, octet number works and all of that one. In a very nice table, I have written like a book format for you. I made your life easier. Please try to subscribe and enjoy these videos there. So at the same time, if you're in chapter 3, you say, well, Wahid, you just said that you have more than 50,000 of PDF and HTML. Where are they? Just come in on any of chapter 2, 3, 4. There's a part here, Linux and Windows, a technical documentation and PDF. So on this page, you have about 66,000 of PDF files and 12,747 for Red Hat, 11,498 on Rocky Linux, and then about 7,000 on Ubuntu, about 7,538 on PowerShell, and about 88 on Red Hat. So, I mean, not on Red Hat, on Windows. So if you are a Windows person, you say, oh, 88 command, I could learn them in one day. I could just practice. Yes, you could. And then just go make directory. What does make directory do? It just says help make directory. You just gave the directory name and you just create a directory and making directory here. So then you say, well, that's good. Can you read it for me? Yes. And so just comment on the audio portion. And then right here is the command that you're just want to read. If you just click on here.
Creates a directory, mkdir, drive, pathmd, drive, path. If command extensions are enabled, mkdir changes as follows. Mkdir creates any intermediate directories in the path. If needed, for example, assume a does not exist, then.
So you understand the point that I'm trying to say. Here, that's like HTML. And if you say, how about PowerShell for Windows? Yes, there's about 7,538 of them. So if you say get dash host, and you say, well, get dash host, what does get dash host then do? You know that the get dash host, I made a video of explaining get dash host of PowerShell, which is a hash table output with version of PowerShell. So like, for example, if I just open a PowerShell command here, let's say I just click on this one, this is a PowerShell terminal. And you can see here, I'm on a PowerShell terminal. And if I just type in here, you can see the PowerShell 7.52 is already displayed at the time when I started. If I say get dash host, you can see that it's 7.2 console host. So by reading the manual pages like get dash help on the command let here, get dash host, you can see that the output is there. You can say dash examples, and then you could see all the examples here. right? So the examples are there, but if you already know it, you could say git dash host and then write it as an object, say git dash host, and then dot. Now, if I want to just know the name, it is there. If I say version, it's gonna give me the major, minor, and build and revision. But in the version, if I just am interested in the major version, I just type in major here. If I'm interested in the built version, for example, it should give me 2. So each one of those ones are a part of the hash table. Is this one is key value pairs. So for each key is a value. For example, if I'm interested on the UI, I just type in .ui and then I'll get the UI and everything else the same thing. So that is really cool. And then obviously with hash tables and everything here, you could just say do this one, and then you could do a for each statement. There's another PowerShell command, or you could just say write them in colors. This is a utility laugh out cat, and it's there. At the same time, if you could say write them in color in this way, that's a utility that you have to install with PowerShell, or you could use that out. Let's see, out. I forgot the name, or like now and say something. It's I know it starts with out, right? So how do I get that? When I say get dash command start and dash out, and then there might be a lot of them, right? So you could do this. Let's look how many of them are there, right? Right, write out. Let's see what is write out. Write out. So if I just say this, and instead of say write out, that one is just going to not work in this case, because that is a different command. Write out is not there. Let me say get host. I did a laugh out loud cat, that worked, and then rainbow. It is with rainbow, right? So if I just do this one with rainbow, I know that it had some verb with it, or with the noun. So it is a out rainbow. That's so when I did the out, I should have caught it if I did another one. And then this is how you say it. For example, let's say if I had done this one, I knew that it was out originally, but it was a lot of them, right? And then without this out, so it was a lot of them, right? How would I know that it was rainbow if I didn't know, if I knew the string rainbow? Then I could say find the string /I and rain. That would be enough to say the command is out rainbow. If I just specifically put the rainbow, it's going to do it. So the get dash host, and then say out dash rainbow is similar to the cat command. And then if I write it like as a object, and then that object is going to do the same thing. But notice the out rainbow is not allowing it to list everything else, right? It just says one line, which is the UI part of it, or whatever it is with the host, something with the host, that one. So with this one, if I just say laugh out loud cat, and then it will show that one. And then when laugh out loud cat, you could do minus animation, minus A for animation. So it will spell one line at a time. There's a lot of commands on PowerShell that is going to give you really cool stuff. So if you say alias out dash rainbow, if there's no alias for it, you have to do alias, like for example, PWD, print working directory, has get location. So when you type in PWD or you write get location, it's the same thing, right? And then alias PS for process, and get dash process is just a command or clear screen PS there. So if I just do a git dash process here or PS and then say laugh out loud cat, then it's going to show those ones. So let's see for that command out dash rainbow. If yeah, you see that that command, it just shows these ones like same thing was repeatedly there when the laugh out loud cat was actually showing the process. So out rainbow somehow it is filtering something inaccurately. Microsoft should fix that bug. And then right here, we're talking about PowerShell documentation, but then if you're looking for Red Hat documentation, let's say you come in here, and each one of them, let's say you're interested to learn Python, and you're learning Python 3.9, I'm providing you the PDF file, and then this is the entire PDF, but it's only 12 pages right here. I marked it, so what you want to do is search. As you can see here, I gave full credit to MyWebUniversity.com, which I wrote this one in Python programming language, and also using a free PDF library module, as well as a Python programming language, as well as the Red Hat Enterprise Linux manual page, which comes as a text format. And so I did give full credit to all of the four above. And I also on my website, I publish it here. So my web university is the space where I have the storage and the files, everything. So if you come in here, say Control F, HTTPS, and then search for it. And now I'm referencing every URL that is on the that PDF file. You can see docs.python and everything. So if you click on docs.python, I automatically take you to documentation of Python for all the pages for 3.3 and library reference, tutorials, everything. You could just learn it online for free at your fingertips. Python.org website is very useful. And then at the same time, Control F, you say, I want to download Python. So you could just come into python.org and then click on the downloads and just go to the version that you want for whether Mac, Linux, or whatever. You just download it and then install it and use it. Similarly, on this documentation, you can come in for Rocky Linux. So if you come in on Rocky Linux and you say, is this really, really useful PDF files? I don't have to buy a book on Rocky or Linux or Red Hat or anything. I could just read the manual pages and I know a lot more. Because since 1991, these PDF files in text file are written, and now I'm providing you in a PDF format because I wrote the Python program to parse them. So, and then provide them and put them in the format that you want. So if you're looking for a C library like standard IO.h, right? So if you're looking for that one, I have to tell you that standard IO is there, and then the header files are another section of my book. So you can see that one. If you're just looking for section 3, like scanf, and then you can see that the page is there. You could just find it, printf, anything that you want there. And then I provide you on HTML and this. And then also on the Ubuntu similarly. So, and let's say for Ubuntu, I want to show you one more section of my book, which is very useful. And this is called the Direct Path to Linux Ubuntu, chapter 12, the dynamic generation of Linux Ubuntu manual pages and PDF. Okay, so I before I do this one, let me go take you to chapter 4, which is advanced levels. And so on advanced level, I have more commands, which is about 88 commands, 8 rows, and then 11 columns, so 88 one. For each of these rows, I have one video for you that you could watch it and listen to it. So if you want to watch the part 4, chapter 4, part 8 of 8, the last row, which is start from G chord to make, and then I have that video for you. Similarly, row 7 is this video. Row 6 would be this, and row 5 would be that. So you just watch these videos and you're gonna learn a lot. But if you want to practice them, some of these commands, if it's not security issues, I just provide you the output here, like process a stream 3.1, and then I say, okay, when you click on that one, this was the command that you click on, and here's your output for system D process 3 of it. And notice that it's a tree structure, so it has the process ID of them and everything on the process. And then you can also come back here, say, give me a manual pages of this one, PS3, and then you just go there. And then if you just want another command like printf command, you just click on here, type in the command. You just say, give me PWD, it give me a PWDX, give me a tree command. Any of them that are actually Linux command, I will give you output here. So if you just say, well, let's just go back to this chapter, and you wanted to show me the dynamic of it, the dynamic generation of Linux Ubuntu, you can see here, you can just get any information that is out there on a Linux platform, whether it's PowerShell or whether it's PowerShell. I said PowerShell pwsh is a PowerShell command that you can run Linux on PowerShell on Linux, right? And then right here is the server. If I just say, let me clear screen, say which PWSH, and the PowerShell is there. So if I say PowerShell here and then clear screen PWSH, now I'm on PowerShell. Notice I'm on version 7.4. And if I say get dash host here, I could get that information. Now I'm on Linux command. If I do PWD, it runs the command. And we say alias, it gave me all the aliases that were there, right? So get dash process, it gave me all the processes here. So a lot of the commands that they do, calendar, PWD, date, whatever, who am I, all of that commands are Linux as well as PowerShell. So inside PowerShell is very, very useful there. So if you run a top command, you're inside Linux. Here, you can do that one. And if you say ishtop, just a graphical version of ishtop. So it's you're on PowerShell here, ls -l and clear screen cat -n etc os dash release. Look at how cool it is, right? Uname -a, uname dash n, the node name, uname dash s, system name, so on, right? And then a man pwd, get manual pages, and then whatever you want, df dash h, sorry, clear screen df dash h, and then there, and then you say, well, can I do a laugh out loud cat on it? Yeah. Tree command, and then tree command is not there. PS3 is a process stream 3. So if you say PS3 of 1, process stream 3 of 1, and then at the same time say, give me head -10 of them, the first 10 line, you can see that one and say, laugh out loud, loud cat, and then change it in colors and do the same thing. Every time you run it, there's different colors, right? So I'm going to exit out the PowerShell here, and I just show you that these tools are really good. So if you just say, Wahid, can you give me something with Node.js? So with Node, if you click on it, I create the PDF file on the fly. And then you learn the PDF file here. So there's so many resources. Please subscribe and take advantage of these resources available to you. And share it with your loved one. By sharing, you care about their life also. It is just a lot of these things you don't have to buy anymore. It is all available on my website. One resource, you come in and then I bring you the entire internet on your fingertips. What do you mean, Wahid? The entire internet at your fingertips. This is only 10 pages. Yes, I understand. This is 10 pages, but watch what you do. Here, I provide you the Node.js on the doc on node.pdf. So you do a Control F again here and search inside this HTTPS for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. All the URL that are referenced here is 205. So you just look for it and say nodejs.org. You found nodejs.org, let's go there. I take you to nodejs.org. The entire nodejs.org documentation, everything that is there, including downloads and everything, that's all for free for you. And they just made it for you, so you could just learn it. And you click on the docs, now you say, well, there's all these modules, and let's go to OS module. If you click on the OS module, look at os.architecture, or os.constant, or os.cpu, os.hostname. You say, well, on each one of them I could click and I could get some information. But let's say you're on a Linux machine, you say which node is installed already here, right? So I don't have to be root on this machine with super user. I could just do this one and then ID-UN is regular user. And then I could say, go ahead, run which node it is there, node, it's going to run there. So now I say os.hostname is going to just run as a function and it give me hostname there. And then if I say os.cpus, and then you get CPU information. os.user info, and that as a function, right? User is lowercase u. How do I know that one? Because I used it. So if I say os dot, and I just didn't know any of those functions, I press tab, notice that all the commands that are there, sorry, os dot and then tab, and it will give you all the functions that are available. For example, you tab, it will just show you uptime and then user info. So like if I do uptime here, I could just say, well, this is a function I have to write as a function. And that brings you to that number. Then you can run a string or two strings, to a string as the function, and it's going to generate it to a string. So a lot of them, like os.platform, and then os.type. So notice that this one, the platform versus this is Linux. If I just open the same PowerShell command here that I did earlier, and I say run node, now I'm inside node, right? So I could say os.type, it should say something like Windows NT, right? os.platform, and then the function is that Windows 32 versus the other one. So if I say os.cpus, and then it will give me all the CPUs that are there. os.user info, and then give me the user information. My profile is user Wahid. So if I exit out of this one and then clear screen here, and then CD here, you see that user profile is Wahid here. Similarly, if I just come in here, say os.user info, and then get that one, and then at the same time, if I exit out of this one, .exit, which is there, clear screen PWD is home Wahid there. Get end password Wahid will just give me the home directory of this. Echo $home will give me that. Echo $shell is going to give me bash. Echo $0 also gave me that, meaning that I'm running bash. PS is also telling me that I'm running bash. So each one of them, as I spin off that thing, if I go to ZSH, for example, now I'm on a Z shell. PS, and then you can see ZSH is there. Echo $sign is pointing to the cross ID of ZSH. So at this time, I could just run a for statement, say for item and raise 1 to 10, and then do echo $item, and then say done. Now I just did that one. But if I just want to say something more than just that, I could say colon, say hello world. And then notice that I do that one, it's just gonna do the same thing. Notice this one is a bank, exclamation mark, it is going to work with the syntax, right? So I'm going to just do this one, up arrow, and then run that one. This time I'm going to just say, let's do a colorful of this one. I'm going to say laugh out loud cat, and then run that one. It is there. So clear screen PS. Now I'm exit out of the ZSH, I do a PS. Now I say for item in brace 1 to 10, then do echo. I'm going to say $ item colon hello world, and then put the exclamation mark, and then close it, and then say laugh out loud cat, and then say done. And that does work pretty good on this one on Bash also. And if I just say the echo somewhere else there, let's say don't put quotes here. It still works that same way. Okay, so the thing that you want to do with any of the programming languages and everything that you do on the PowerShell there. So the PowerShell is really helpful. There's a command called for each statement that you could looping it. So if I say directory here, clear screen, and let me just go to a directory of downloads and see if the directory is smaller. Right here, it's a smaller directory, so I could demonstrate that one. And so if I, sorry, okay, let me clear the screen. Clear screen, so directory of this. Get child item is the same thing as get directory, right? So directory and get the alias, get child item is that, and then alias directory is that. So if you look at these tools, you have a directory as say get dash location, get a child item. Get dash child item is the actual command line, right? If you just type it in, it's going to run the dir, which is the alias for get dash child item, or GCI is the same thing, GCI, get child item abbreviation. As an alias. Alias GCI, you can see is get dash item. Why am I showing you that one? So let's say you do the directory here. I want to just say for each of the directory, just show me certain information here. Notice here, when you do that, when you say get child item, and then at the same time say for each, and then you want to say $ underscore. $_ is pointing to like each of these rows one at a time. So it's like a Perl kind of syntax, a $ underscore, and then those ones. But when you put that dot, then you could say, give me the mode, or give me the last write, or last length or name. So if I just say name here, and then it's gonna give me only the name of them right here. As you can see here, right? So if I say, give me name, also the length of it, $ underscore and dot name. So dot name, and then that one, the comma separated, you can see that the length is also shown in there. So what you want to do is, if you just didn't know these fields there, you just put a dot and then press tab, attributes, base name, directory name, create name, and the directories. So if you want to say, give me the directories, and for each of these ones, because the directory is always downloads, right? So $ underscore dot name, those two, it will say the directory is always downloads, and then the file names are those. So the for each is going to help you a lot. So if you say 1.15 and then say for each and then say PowerShell is so cool and then run it, what happened here? Missing an argument. So what am I missing? PowerShell is so cool and locate laugh out loud cat dash F. So PowerShell, okay. For each, let me put this one within the double quote. I think it is the exclamation mark that messed it up. But yeah, so system dot double try again frequency. Okay, let's do this one with itself. Yeah. So when you do that one, the laugh out loud cat was the problem. What you could do is say just laugh out loud cat, and then every time you run it, it's a different color set. Actually, and the frequency, I tried it with uppercase frequency, but you have to give it a frequency 0.0001. That's why what was missing on the original command. So if I just go on the original command here, and this one will not work if you just give it a frequency of 0.002, then you will get that color on all of them. And if you want it as another color, you just have to change the frequency. So this one would be 100. Let's say that it will be that color. So it's your choice, and that what I was saying about those options. So you run this one Node.js and you say, well, hey, this is cool. I could learn Node.js on your website by coming onto looking at these documentation. How about the ZSH documentation itself? Can I get ZSH documentation? Yes, you could just type in and ZSH and get this one, and you get there. Again, if you search for Control F HTTPS ZSH and then look for the ZSH URL like this, and then just come in. This is all the pages that are there and they're public. You could just change that one and then go there to the documentation. Go from the United States documentation, United States of America, and then all of the PDF file and HTML file, all of them are available here at your fingertips. As you can see, documentation manuals, and then a lot of them. So if you go under the manuals here, there's HTML version and PDF version. You just have to look at them. If you just say United States paper PDF, it would be there. Whatever number of pages, 551 pages. So it's a lot. All those functions that I was just showing you, commands that I'm showing you again and again, you could just learn it from here. And at the same time, you say, Wahid, this is ZSH, and can I get it for Go language? Go-build. You just type in one of the command that is on the manual pages like go-build, and I just generate you that docs. And then if you just look Control F HTTPS, then you see golang.org, you go there and then you have the whole thing. So if you just say, what do you mean the whole thing is? Yes, you could go to the docs, you can learn packages, community, why Go language. There's thousands of documentation at your fingertips. User manuals, Go specific standard libraries. Each one of them you click on, you get more documentation. The entire internet is at your fingertips. So you just keep learning. That's all it is. And then if you say, what about Java? Yeah, just come in on Java, and I built you this java.pdf. And then here you could just read it. It's 53 pages, but then do Control F HTTPS, and then go to docs.oracle.com website. There's 21 of them, right? So which one of them you want to get OpenJDK, for example, for Open Java Development Kit, you could see all of that documentation here on the Oracle website. And then there's money, right? HTTPS. Java was originally written by Sun Microsystem. Sun Microsystem was acquired by Oracle, and now Oracle maintains all the Java stuff, as well as MySQL. MySQL was also part of Sun Microsystem. MySQL was open source, and MariaDB was forked after MySQL was purchased by Sun Microsystem and acquired by Oracle. But a lot of those ones I have videos for it, for MySQL, MariaDB, a lot of the databases and stuff there. So you should be looking for them. And then you say, what about Perl? Yes, there's, I showed you already the Python. So Perl.pdf is right here. And then Control F again here, HTTPS. Search for it in Perl.org is the website that take you to Perl, and then documentation here. So you could just click on the documentation or download. Perl was basically the website source code back in the 2000 and other ones, but Python just went against it, and Python, everybody is using a lot of modules and everything. Perl, I still have some code in Python or Perl that I didn't convert it to Python because it makes sense to just run it in Perl, and it is working pretty good. So I'm just going to keep it that way I wrote it originally. So there's a lot of documentation here. Similarly, if you're saying, Wahid, how about Ruby? Let's say you go for Ruby here, and then I just generate you the Ruby PDF file. And then you have 7 pages, and then you say, look for HTTPS. Now, github.com is one of them. And then most likely is a ruby-language.org, which is this page, and it takes you to the documentation, downloads, libraries, and so on. All of that one is there. So if you go on the documentation, there's thousands of other ones are available for you, and there, practice it and learn it. And there's code here that you could do. If you want to say like open, let's say GCC, for example, for C and C++ compiler. GCC is for the C++ compiler. You can see GNU C collection compiler. GCC is actually the C compiler, and G++ is for the C++ compiler. So you could get all of that one information here, but then you could also be searching for like HTTPS on this one. You can see gcc.gnu.org documentation that you can see all of that one, all the C lang and Golang and all of, I mean C language, not Go language in this case, C for GNU collection compilers. And then also C++ here. And then also here you could search for OpenMPI documentation. Let's say OpenMP. Yeah, OpenMP is another one. OpenMP right here, multiprocessing for combination of like compilers directive that you could just do to make your code run in parallel and do a lot of API calls and MPI calls, open MPI calls. And so open ACC is another one that you could search for it. And then, so if you just search for some of the documentation for like openacc.org under HTTPS, it takes you to this page. And then it says, we have the cookies. I agree with your cookie. Go ahead. I love these websites. So openacc.org is the website. And then you can see here the Pragma combination to run in parallel with all these for statement that inner loop is calling within the another for statement. So they just make your system work harder with multi-processing, multi-threading on CPUs and GPUs to do rendering faster. So for AI stuff, for data science stuff, for manipulating big data, whatever is the big data, could be terabytes of data, could be health, could be stock market, could be anything, weather and everything else. So there's a lot of PDF files here that you could just generate it. At the same time, if you're just looking for commands, or like, for example, let's say you're looking for a PS3, the way I showed you on the manual pages. So you hear, I just generate you PS3 on the PDF file. This one, if it has a URL, yes, you can still look at the URL, but most likely it doesn't, so it is just manual pages. But if the manual pages does have it, like Python or Ruby or something, then you should look, search for it, like Control F HTTPS, and it's not gonna find PS3 anything, because I have read these things over and over a lot. You might be saying like, how many of these ones you read? It's like, depend on how many, which year I was talking, which year you're talking about, what time I was doing like CPIO, copy input output, CPIO. And then you can see that CPIO.pdf file I just generated for. And tar files, tar tape archive, targan files, GNU and zip file stuff, yeah. So there's a lot here on this page that you don't need to buy books. And then I showed you the website here itself. If you want to say explore the website, it's 4 courses that you could just take advantage of it, watching it and reading it. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and share it with your loved one and friend one. Each one of you are going to be senior by watching these videos, no matter how much you know, you will learn more. I have done 30 years of hard work to just translate all the knowledge into these courses and videos and PDF. And then on top of it, not just me, there's millions of people have written those technical documentation since 1969 on Unix platform, and since 1991 on Linux platform. And since a long time ago, I don't recall it when Windows started, the year Microsoft started with Windows and PowerShell and all that help, all of those commands. So all of those technical documentation is at your fingertips. You go to courses, you watch that one, you go to books, and I showed you the 17 chapters. I only showed you some of them, not all of them. But whether you're learning R language or Microsoft SQL Server, Microsoft SQL database management system, DBMS, or shell scripting or MySQL shell or something, I have videos for you. Even about algorithm, Al-Khwarizmi. Al-Khwarizmi, Muhammad bin Musa Al-Khwarizm was living in the 9th century or 8th century at the time in Baghdad, and he was the main person that who actually was a philosopher, a mathematician. He was the inventor of Hisab. Hisab is the arithmetic that now we know, Hisab. And then he algorithm comes as after his name, because his name was Muhammad bin Musa al-Khwarizmi, and he lived in Baghdad, which is now in Tajikistan at that time, Persian mathematician, and he basically come up with mathematic and solve of algebra. Algebra means to force or something. And says to, and then his name and the Kitab al-Muqabala was the name of the book that he's in. Like Kitab means book, and Muqabala is to kind of stay face to face to something. It's when you're in a fight or challenging something. Muqabal is like face to face of something. And then system normal Windows, all operating systems, and advanced Linux, and Ashna system normal Windows, and for C language and so on. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you take advantage of my resources that is available out there. So just to wrap it out, on my website, I have a YouTube channel, which is the English version, 1.8K videos with books and technical documentation, everything on this website, and then also on the YouTube channel, and then for C channel, and then the Direct Path to Linux Ubuntu, which is my online book that is about 15 chapters that you can practice Linux. and then practice arithmetic, and then explore courses, all of that available for you. And again, please subscribe, and if you haven't subscribed yet, and if you did, thank you so much for your subscription. Please share it with your loved ones and learn from it. And then if you make some nice comments, I would appreciate if you return the favor by just giving it to your loved ones and sharing it with others, so everybody could get these resources for free. Take care. God bless you all. Bye bye.